go ahead and kick it off here. I'm Lindsay with xByte Technologies, and we have Seifa Teklu with us today, Dell storage expert and technical solutions architect, to discuss Dell's spring release of PowerStore Prime. I want to mention before we get started and let everyone know those who stay for the duration of the webinar will receive a gratitude gift for your participation, and I'll be sending out an email to those participations soon after the webinar to get details on where to send the gift. And yeah, I'll turn it over to Seifa to get started discussing PowerStore Prime.
Yes, thanks very much. And thank you for the opportunity to present, PowerStore Prime. My name is Seifa Teklu, as Lindsay mentioned. I'm a technical solutions architect. I support the, Dell PowerStore storage platform. So I understand we have a few more folks joining, but appreciate you joining, Frank and Taylor. So the first thing, basically, when we talk about PowerStore, the first thing I would like to start is by talking about the, IT as a whole, that it's facing disruption, but at the same time, there's a lot of opportunity everywhere. There was a recent survey that Dell conducted, and 81% in the survey reported that AI and generative AI will significantly transform their industry. So whether they're directly working with the AI or if it's downstream, they definitely see the impact of generative AI. Another 21% basically see that data growth, or the compound annual growth rate of data over the next 5 years, to reach over 221,000 exabytes by 2026. And then multi-cloud strategy, 91% face challenges building a multi-cloud strategy to support their innovation. And then energy consumption is also one of the key areas that customers are faced with. That increase in data center power consumption will increase by 200% by 2030. And then, of course, security is one of the key things. 83% have been impacted by a security attack in the past 12 months. So these are some of the IT disruptions, disruptions, and also opportunities that we see across the board. So when you talk about PowerStore is not new, but it has gone through major releases over the past 4 years. In fact, 7 major releases. So through those, new innovations have come about, more customer installs, more success stories, more competitive benchmarks, and also 5 Product of Year awards. So when we talk about PowerStore, we're not talking just something that was released yesterday. This is actually a proven technology that customers are running within their data center to solve business problems and get business outcomes. One of the key things is when we look at PowerStore is the fact that it's adaptable, it's intelligent, and it's basically newer technologies are added to make it continuously modern. So let's talk about PowerStore Prime, go into a few more details of why PowerStore Prime is a compelling storage platform for a lot of customers that are running both mission critical applications as well as different types of workloads within their data center. So with PowerStore Prime, it's basically introduces all-flash storage, which gives you more performance, more efficiency, more resiliency, as also more multi-cloud capabilities. And all of these are AI-assisted operations. But in addition to that, from the performance, efficiency, resiliency, and multi-cloud, it also brings into the picture investment protection, and it also is supported by partners. When we look at investment protection, one of the key things that customers look for efficiency is they want to be able to use data reduction, whether it's through compression or deduplication. They want to be able to get the best out of their data. And basically, PowerStore Prime provides you that 5-to-1 data reduction ratio guarantee. And that's something new in the industry. In addition, for those customers that have been consuming storage via a CapEx, it also introduces subscription or storage as a service through Apex subscriptions, which provide you flexible options for both acquisition and also investment protection as well. There's also what's called the new life cycle extension with Pro Support, which allows customers to protect their investment by upgrading their existing, PowerStore, and they could swap controllers, but it gives them that lifestyle extension that they're looking for, and it comes with Pro Support. And then additional things, specialized expertise, collaborative solutions, and custom integration are also some of the things that PowerStore brings to the picture. So overall, basically PowerStore becomes a smart choice for all-flash storage for both mission critical and different types of workloads in your environment. So with PowerStore Prime, basically it allows you through the subscription stretch your IT budget and also allows you to activate a multi-cloud feature for those customers that are looking to run their workloads both on-prem or also in the cloud. So let's go into a little bit more detail about PowerStore and some of the benefits it gives you, to succeed and, reduce risk and also give you more performance. So 30% more software-based performance boost. So for those customers that are already running PowerStore in their environment by upgrading to PowerStore 4.0, which is a software upgrade through maintenance. There's no cost to upgrade if you already have PowerStore, OS 3.6 to 4.0. You basically gain 30% software-based performance boost. And those customers that basically upgrade, to the next generation of PowerStore hardware from Gen 2 to the recent hardware, they get about 66% hardware-based boost. Also, twice number of volumes per host. Eight times more virtual LANs is also supported in terms of performance. When we look at efficiency, one of the new things that have been introduced is QLC drives or quad level cell drives. They're very flexible and also more efficient and more cost-effective solution. So for those customers that are concerned about, limited budget, the QLC drives may be one of the options that they could pursue. So it gives you 20% improved data reduction, 28% more effective terabyte per watt. And it also gives you that quality of service, capacity accounting, and also the ability to to import volumes from other storage platforms as well. So overall, more performance, more efficiency. When we talk about more resiliency, what we're talking about is protecting any type of workload with zero data loss. And this is accomplished through what's called Metro Volume, which was released in PowerStore 4.0. And now it supports Windows, Linux, and VMware. So there's more support for different types of operating platforms and hypervisors. And this allows you to have a zero recovery time objective, zero recovery point objective, and it utilizes basically a witness for the heartbeat. So what does it mean for the customer? In other words, you could do native synchronous replication, meaning it's basically a mirror. If you have a site A and a site B, it's basically going to be a mirror. The volume is mirrored. Of course, there will be distance limitations for that, but it is basically a big improvement compared to the previously asynchronous replication was the only one that was supported. So with PowerStore 4.0, native synchronous replication for file and block gives you a lot more flexibility to protect any workload with zero data loss. And then also up to 3 times more snapshots. So if you have applications that you want to basically test, for development purposes, or you need it for backup and restore, so it gives you 3 times more snapshot capabilities. Now, when we talk about multi-cloud, a lot of customers are looking at internal strategies between storing their data on-prem, storing their data in the cloud. But with multi-cloud, it allows you to move workloads between PowerStore and Apex Block Storage for public cloud using third-party tools. And also there's Storage Direct, which allows you to back up and recover to an Apex protection storage as well. So PowerStore not only comes, with a software upgrade, but it gives you tangible business benefits that you can utilize and reduce risk and overall increase your storage footprint, performance, efficiency, resiliency across the board. There's also one thing I didn't mention was Apex AI Ops. So now Apex AI Ops basically it does gives you a health score to ensure your system is up and operational. You could manage the storage platform through your iPhone or your mobile device. And it also comes with a Gen AI advantage. So if you are asking the Apex AI Ops a question in terms of issues that you experience, it will basically use Gen AI or generative AI to be able to respond. And I have a few more slides that will talk a little bit more detail with respect to AI Ops. So I've covered those. So these are some of the future-proof and features to optimize your investment. Touched on this about the 5-to-1 data reduction guarantee. There's no program fees. It gives you the longest coverage term and transparent remediation. Apex subscriptions. Uh, Basically, this is you subscribe to PowerStore with greater convenience. You pay for only what you use each month. So they're tailored, they tailor the capabilities to meet your needs on your schedule. So it could be on-prem or off-site, and it provides you managed services options. So again, you could use facilities like Equinox to be able to store the storage platform. But overall, the Apex subscription gives you software as a service, an OpEx play versus the CapEx that you typically are used to with a lot of the different types of storage platforms. Now, when you talk about future-proof offers, uh, there's lower risk. You could also improve the return on investment. It comes with a 3-year satisfaction, all-inclusive software. You don't have to worry about data migration. There's a tech refresh and recycle, and with the lifecycle extension with pro support, that gives you the ability to upgrade the hardware, over time. So overall, you can focus on your business outcomes and also simplify your IT operations. So with PowerStore 4.0 performance improvements, if you are a customer that's basically running Gen 1 or Gen 2 hardware, you could do non-disruptive, no-cost upgrade. And here are some of the key benefits that you get. Number one, by going from Gen 1 to Gen 2 hardware, basically, you can have more VDI desktops or virtual desktop, more if you have databases, transactional in nature. You could do more online transaction processing, faster CT scan retrieval for DevOps agility and higher scale analytics. So these are, some of the benefits that you would get by the software-driven boost for those existing customers that go from Gen 1 to Gen 2 hardware. And this is non-disruptive and no-cost upgrade. So lower latency, more IOPS, faster Xcopy. So you can see the percentages there. But in addition, if you have snapshots, volumes, hosts, VLANs, and replication volumes, you can see that you get more of everything on the slide here. So you have more headroom for current and future needs. So in terms of data in place hardware upgrades, now if you have the 1200 and your upgrade from 1200, 3200, 5200, and 9200, so Gen 1 upgrade to Gen 2 equivalent or next higher model, basically these are there's zero disruption. You could do a quick online node swap. It's cost effective. You keep your existing chassis and drives, but you get the following benefits: 66% performance, 60% more block volumes, 40% more snapshots, and the anytime upgrade customers can get these benefits at no additional cost. Deployment services are also included. So these are for those customers that are running, Gen 2. 1200 Gen 1 upgrade to Gen 2, these are some of the benefits that they could realize right off the bat. So the next is I touched on the quad level cell, but this is introduced on only one model, which is called the 3200Q. So it's the industry's most flexible QLC platform. So it comes with lower cost QLC media, so it makes it much more affordable. It gives you the same performance as the 3200T, which is sub-millisecond or less than 1 millisecond latency. It's the same and it comes with the same enterprise features as the 3200T. What that means is it does provide you the unified block and file or the virtual volumes. If you're running VMware, DevOps, it provides you that automation. You could also utilize the Metro volume with Witness, multi-cloud backup, and also take advantage of the 5-to-1 data reduction guarantee, while at the same time reducing the cost of the storage platform by utilizing the QLC drives. Now, with the 3200Q, you could start small as, as small as 11 drives minimum configuration. That gives you a cost-effective entry. Then you could also scale up and you can scale out. So this gives you that single drive expansion to 5.9 petabytes effective or 23 petabyte effective per cluster. So you could mix and match with any PowerStore model. So it's easy to add to existing environment. You could mix the clusters / the replication. So you could rebalance workloads across the cluster to optimize overall cost. So the QLC drives or the 3200Q model, saves you cost without compromise and gives you the most flexible platform across the PowerStore family. So when we talk about efficiency, one of the key things that is mentioned is data reduction. And data reduction comes in two flavors. There's compression and deduplication. So these are basically run on hardware. So it does not impact, the actual processing of other, systems from the CPU. So it's a dedicated hardware that actually does the compression and dedupe. So there's zero impact on the performance of the storage platform. So the new intelligent compression platform basically utilizes a variable block algorithm, so it will adapt to diverse data types. So also the DRA spare space optimization, gives you improved efficiency before data reduction. It results in more effective capacity. And it also displays all of the results on the PowerStore dashboard, which is based on HTML5. So basically, this gives you multiple software-driven enhancements, to add, which add up to give you big cost savings. So this is one of the features that was introduced with PowerStore 4.0 with the 5-to-1 data reduction guarantee. So from a power perspective, you also get up to 28% terabyte effective per watt. So that is also, and 28% overall improved data density as well. So with the 5-to-1 data data reduction guarantee, so there's no assessment required. It gives you up to 5-year coverage. There's also transparent remediation process. So Dell basically in this deck, what Dell's, it is a guarantee that Dell stands behind the PowerStore efficiency claims with the industry's best, guarantee. So this is something that's being proven. So in terms of capacity reporting, so I did talk about the data reduction, which is the 5-to-1. But one of the things that was introduced with PowerStore 4.0 is also to give customers the visibility of how much cost savings they're getting right from the dashboard. So if you log into the PowerStore Manager CLI or through REST API, you'll be able to see the overall data reduction results or the DRR results. And then you could also see the data reduction on reducible data only and the amount of non-reducible data. So there's a lot of things that are much more transparent. There's no guessing game here. So you could identify your most reducible and non-reducible workloads, and then also understand forecast capacity needs with very, very good accuracy. So the DRR insights help you leverage the PowerStore's flexible architecture. So you could do a you could do cost optimize your cluster, or you could eliminate over provisioning. So you could, you have a lot of different things. But the key thing on this slide is that you have the ability to see the actual results. When we talk about the 5-to-1 data reduction guarantee, you'll be able to actually see the results from the PowerStore dashboard as well. So this is an example of the data savings. So you could see the overall efficiency, the snapshot savings, as well as the thin provisioning savings, logical use, the data reduction, and also the physical capacity that's being utilized. So all of those data savings are available when you actually log into the PowerStore dashboard under data savings. Another key thing that customers see value is being able to understand, or actually apply quality of service policies to different applications. So client A can have a database, client B can have a VDI environment or a virtual desktop environment, and client C can have email. The question then becomes, how much of the resources are going to assign to each of those clients. So you could deliver consistent service level agreements, and this may be more impactful for service providers, or if you have multiple business units within your organization, then you could basically set different types of service policies. So you can customize the limit based on policies. You could create platinum, silver, bronze. So you can eliminate technically the noisy neighbor scenarios for priority clients and applications. So you could base it on performance or IOPS. You could also base it on bandwidth or kilobytes per second. So you could, for client B, for example, you could do optional boost mode during busy periods. So you have a lot of controls. Now, two ways to manage workload performance. One is the quality of service policies. The other one is volume performance policies. So you could set precise performance or bandwidth ceilings. So that will be ideal for service providers. And then you could also do, VIP treatment for your most important workloads. So select from the predetermined performance floors, high, medium, and low, and you can apply these through PowerStore Manager, through the CLI or command line interface, or through REST API. So for those of you that are running, different types of applications and giving them, and then experiencing different types of issues because customers complain that they're not getting the level of performance. Now, quality of service profiles allows you to set specific SLAs both for internal or external clients. The next slide is really talking about PowerStore native replication options. So you can select customized data protection and availability for each workload. So as you can see with PowerStore Prime or PowerStore 4.0, you could do a block replication. So block replication, it could be, this is metro volume synchronous. It supports now Windows, Linux, and VMware environments. This is a new feature that was announced with PowerStore 4.0. Zero RTO, RPO, recovery time, and recovery point objectives. This is active-active. In other words, whatever you write on site A is also reflected in site B. So active-active writes to either location. You could do automated failover as well as failback. So it will fail over in the event that site A is impacted, and you could also fail back, and those are automated. And then there's also a Linux host, which basically acts as a witness, and it prevents a split brain. In other words, the witness will listen to heartbeats, and then based on where the failure is, it will actually initiate the automated failover and failback scenarios. So witness is included, and this is all configured within PowerStore. The second is the synchronous replication. So the second site acknowledgement ensures 100% data integrity. Then you could also do easy failover, pause, resume, reprotect, failback with PowerStore UI. So this applies for, to volumes, volume groups, NAS servers, or in the same appliance. Now, for those customers that cannot support synchronous because of distance limitations, they could leverage asynchronous replication. Asynchronous replication does not have distance limitation. You could replicate across any distance with as little as 5-minute recovery point objective. And again, you could protect volumes, volume groups, NAS servers in the same appliance. When I say NAS servers, I'm talking about SMB, NFS, so file workloads. So PowerStore now supports up to 8 times more replication volumes per appliance with PowerStore Prime or PowerStore 4.0. So what this basically means is you have a lot of options to support your applications with native replication options for both block and file and vvols in the case of asynchronous. So here are the PowerStore protection policies. There's different types of protection, but one easy workflow. So the first thing is really to choose any combination of protection layers. Do you want local protection? So you have a database, or you have an Oracle or SQL database, and you want to take secure, immutable, and local snapshots. So the immutable basically ensures that they do not change. Or do you want to do remote? If you want to remote replication between two different sites, two or more different sites, you could do sync replication, async replication, but you also have the option of to do what's called storage direct backup. In other words, the volumes that reside on PowerStore can be directly backed up to PowerProtect, the DD, or the Dell PowerProtect data protection appliance. And then the third option is really cloud. You could also do storage direct backup to Apex protection storage as well. So 5 kinds. So first is really to choose the combination of protection layers that you want. The second is really to set the rules for each layer and name the policy. In other words, you could define the frequency, the time of day, the retention period, and the target locations. So you set the rules in step 2. And in step 3, you basically apply the policy to any number of volumes or volume groups based on compliance, based on how mission critical it is, or it could be an archive. So in summary, you could create once and reuse. You also have the ability or the option to customize these policies, and they let you apply multiple kinds of protection at the same time. So again, data protection provides you different types of protection layers, and also the flexibility to assign different types of policies to different types of volumes or applications that you have within your environment. So that gives you basically local secure file locking, FLR for those customers that have compliance requirements. So you could do FLR or file locking features. So that it gives you retention, a dynamic resiliency engine, the DRE. So for the remote, I did talk about the block and file, which is synchronous, block file and vvols, asynchronous replication. Native Metro replication is supported on VMware, Windows, and Linux. And then for cloud, basically integrated backup to Dell Apex storage. And also customers, if you choose to go with the Dell Apex data storage services block, you could use the Equinix facility that is supported. And then the workload mobility to and from Apex block storage is also new, and that is supported through third-party software as well. So how about, you are a customer today, you have an older or legacy storage platform from Dell, or it could be third party, and you want to basically bring that data over to PowerStore. So that option is also available. It's called Universal Block Import from any array. So it's easy to use. There's no agent or control path connection required, and you can migrate from any array in 10 clicks. So this could be from Dell Unity XT, Dell Compellent series, or third-party arrays. So you can migrate with those 10 clicks. So you could use iSCSI or Fiber Channel connectivity. So you could discover and import directly to PowerStore Manager, and no additional software or hardware is required. So the file migration, it will seamlessly import NFS and SMB NAS servers and file systems from Unity or VNX. And there's also Adobe Migrate software included with every new PowerStore appliance for non-Dell file imports as well. So you can take advantage of this if you have legacy and want to take advantage of all the benefits from the new PowerStore 4.0 or PowerStore Prime. You could utilize these block import and file migration scenarios for file to bring your data to the next generation platform. I talked briefly about Apex AIOps AI Assistant. So AIOps, Apex AIOps basically gives you a health score, but in addition, it gets you high quality answers in seconds. It uses what's called a Gen AI natural language. So it is based on a knowledge-based article, 133,000 plus user manuals, reference guides, release notes for every Dell product. So you can ask questions directly. So that will save you hours of research to resolve issues faster. So you can say, for example, walk me through the steps for a data in place upgrade, or explain the PowerStore DevOps automation to me. And you can ask questions, and it will be able to give you answers to those questions. So the AI Ops, basically AI assistant, is trained on official Dell engineering docs only. So it's a subject matter expert, quote unquote. And the titles are displayed and stated, so you understand exactly the version history, and it's linked with each response. So it alerts you if issue requires Dell support as well. So this is something new that you could leverage as well. With the lifecycle extension with Pro Support or Pro Support Plus, it allows you, to protect your PowerStore appliance investments. It comes with all-inclusive guarantees, so you can simplify storage ownership, stay modern. So it gives you that flexible technology upgrade. So that's one of the things that customers have asked for. So this is the lifecycle extension with Pro Support or Pro Support Plus. So that is an all-inclusive guarantee that is offered by Dell. So this goes through the simplest way to keep your infrastructure always, continuously modern. So so it gives you, you can adopt PowerStore's flexible software-driven architecture, and it gives you, it's a 3-year satisfaction guarantee, and it gives you some of the steps. If you need additional information about lifecycle extension, you could reach out to the team, and we could provide you additional details. In terms of Dell Apex subscriptions, so more customers are looking at different types of options. Some customers consume, storage on a CapEx basis. Other customers are looking at OpEx options or storage as a service. So Dell Apex subscription gives you that OpEx option. So you could do as a service portfolio and simplify the process. So basically, the Apex subscriptions, you can configure the product, select the services, and you could also choose the subscription terms. So, and you get some of the benefits below, as you can see, 50% increase in overall staff efficiency, 64% faster to deploy new resources, and also 91% less unplanned downtime. So again, Dell Apex subscriptions are available for PowerStore that you could also take advantage of. These are some of the customers that have basically some of their feedback on PowerStore Prime. One is Worldwide Technologies, where PowerStore's new 5.1 data reduction guarantee and QLC array, QLC 3200Q, allows them, to lower their costs of advanced storage for their customers. North Carolina State is another, they love the new Sync and Metro replication enhancements that were provided with PowerStore Prime. Dowell is also another one where the performance for all their enterprise applications, they've been unrivaled. So they see a huge performance boost. And then Maricopa County, PowerStore's compression technology to reduce, the data from as much as 20U down to 2U. So that gives them 90% reduction of footprint. So there are still a lot of customers that are leveraging PowerStore Prime and seeing the business as well as the technology benefits as well. So in a nutshell, right now it's 10:36, but basically when we talk about PowerStore, we believe that PowerStore is a smart choice for all flash storage. It gives you everything you need to succeed, to reduce risk, and it gives you all the tools that you need in order to run your mission critical applications and workloads. The first thing is really that is active. It gives you that end-to-end NVMe experience. It gives you secure snapshots, sync replication for your storage platform. It also gives you the option of doing Metro Sync with a witness. It provides you both block as well as file capabilities. So you don't have to do any selection whether you run block or file or keep it in silos. You have the option of running both workloads. You could scale up or scale out. Scale up basically allows you to, add additional storage capacity or drives. Scale out adds additional nodes, so you get both performance and storage scalability. You also have the hardware assisted data reduction, so it doesn't rely on the CPU. It basically is a dedicated hardware that allows you to have that 5-to-1 data reduction. It's built for 6 nines availability. It provides you integrated backup right from PowerStore to Power Protect DD appliances. For those customers that want flexibility or they want to be able to get a cost-effective solution, a QLC would be a nice place to start. So the quad level cells, the 3200Q, gives you the option of starting and gives you all the benefits of the PowerStore 3 T platform, but basically, with the QLC drive, and data in place upgrades are supported. And it also gives you that efficiency with the 5-to-1 data reduction guarantee, which basically combines, compression and deduplication to give you that 5-to-1 data guarantee as well, and much more. So I've given you enough choices here, all check boxes, and all of the things that I discussed. So I will pass over to Lindsay and see if there are any questions for me with regards to what we discussed.
Yeah, I want to open it up to the audience to see if there's any questions. I haven't seen anyone post anything throughout the presentation, but open it up now. If there's any questions, you can type it in the Q&A. There's should be a button at the top. Any questions? Going once, twice. Okay, you
Yeah, I
have
think
one
there's one
here.
question. Yeah.
Okay, so you can
So
see it,
yes, I can.
Safa? Okay.
Yeah. So what are some of the reasons for customers to lean to PowerStore instead of HCI, for example? So thank you, Tyler. So hyperconverged basically, definitely is a good solution for some customers. Hyperconverged basically is taking uh, server nodes and basically coupling, it's giving you storage from all of the nodes. It's aggregating that storage. So one example would be VMware vSAN, and then presenting that storage. It's always thin provisioned. So for some applications, sometimes you need PowerStore because it gives you better performance. Because within provisioning, you get a lot of the efficiencies, but not the performance that you need. So as thick provisioning, even though, especially for databases. So there's going to be specific use cases between uh, utilizing hyperconverged infrastructure. Again, hyperconverged gives you that scale out capability. With PowerStore, you get both scale up and scale out, scale up and scale out architecture. So it gives you the benefits. So I cannot say one is better than the other or anything. It really depends on the applications that you're running. But also there are some challenges today that customers are faced with, especially with VMware licensing. And so without going into too much detail there, I think PowerStore gives them an option to run, a 3-to-1, storage and be able to provide the performance that they need for their specific mission critical applications as well. hopefully, Tyler, I mean, it's a bigger question when we talk about HCI versus, but if there's another follow-up question to that, I could go deeper if you have specific use cases. I'm curious, I mean, from the audience, anyone running PowerStore or Gentoo or Unity or third-party storage platforms?
No, maybe just thinking about it or just seeing what options are out there. Okay, well, it looks like we've gotten through the Q&As of just Tyler's question. So what we'll do now is, there's nothing else, we can wrap things up